It happened in the hospital waiting room. A 74-year-old man named Edward stood up to greet his wife, and his legs simply gave out. No warning, no pain, just sudden collapse. Everyone thought it was a stroke, but when doctors ran the tests, they found something even more alarming. His muscles had quietly lost over 40% of their strength, and not a single symptom until that moment. All of it could have been predicted by one simple number, measured in less than 10 seconds. I'm Dr. Howard Tucker, longevity physician, and today, with Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, Japan's legendary doctor of healthy aging, we're uncovering what that number is, how to test it, and how to reverse decline before the body fails without warning.
That moment with Edward still haunts me, doctor. He didn't have heart disease, he didn't have nerve damage, he just lost strength. How could one number have seen that coming?
Because the body whispers long before it breaks. That number, grip strength, is the earliest and clearest sign of total muscle health. Studies from Harvard and The Lancet confirm that declining grip strength is one of the strongest predictors of mortality and loss of independence in adults over 60.
So you're saying the hands tell the story before the legs do?
Exactly. Grip strength is like a mirror of the entire body's muscle system. When it drops, it signals that the nervous system and muscle fibers are losing communication. It means the body's engines, the mitochondria, the energy centers of each cell, are slowing down.
And the tragedy is, most people never measure it. They wait until climbing stairs feels impossible, or until their hands shake while lifting a pan.
Yes. By then it's no longer prevention, it's repair. But here's the beauty. This number is not just diagnostic, it's motivational. When patients track it, they can literally see their progress, strength returning week by week.
What's considered a healthy range?
For most men over 60, a grip strength above 26 kilograms suggests good muscle integrity. For women, 18 kilograms or higher. Anything below that signals the early stages of sarcopenia, the silent muscle loss that creeps in after 50. But the key isn't the number itself, it's the trend. If your strength drops year after year, the body is telling you something deeper is changing.
That's powerful because people measure blood pressure, cholesterol, even steps, but not the one marker that predicts whether they'll be able to stand up from a chair at 80.
Precisely. Grip strength predicts walking speed, reaction time, even how well the heart pumps blood. It's a whole body indicator. And the good news is, it's reversible. Muscles don't die, they deactivate. With the right signals, they can be reawakened.
That gives me chills, because what you're saying is, even if someone's number is low, it isn't the end. It's a call to action.
It's the body saying, I'm still here. Give me a reason to rebuild.
That's what we'll unpack next, the real science of how muscles fail silently, why it happens faster after 60, and how to measure your true muscle age in seconds. Stay with us.
Doctor, what really causes the silent loss? Because most people think it's just age, that it's normal to shrink, to slow down.
That's the greatest misconception of all. Age doesn't cause muscle failure while inactivity does. Starting around 60, we lose about 1% of muscle mass each year. But only if we stop sending the body the right signals. The brain stops calling for power, and the body quietly obeys.
So it's almost like the connection between mind and muscle weakens before the muscle itself.
Exactly. In medicine, we call it neuromuscular disconnection. The nerves that tell your muscles to fire become lazy. The message takes longer to travel. Suddenly a step feels heavier, a jar feels tighter. You're not weaker by nature, Yiti. You're weaker by neglect.
That's both heartbreaking and hopeful, because it means it's not irreversible.
Not at all. Muscles are living organs. They adapt to what we demand of them. The tragedy is that most seniors stop demanding anything. Modern life makes it easy to sit, to rest, to let machines do the work. And when the muscle isn't challenged, it stops rebuilding.
So what begins as comfort becomes the cause.
Precisely. But there's another layer. Inflammation and protein resistance. After 60, hormones that help build muscle, like testosterone and growth hormone, drop. Meanwhile, chronic inflammation from processed foods, medications, or poor sleep slows protein absorption. The result is a perfect storm. Less stimulation, less repair, more breakdown.
And that's why someone like Edward could be eating well, walking daily, but still losing strength.
Yes, because walking uses only part of the muscle chain. It keeps circulation going, but not power. Without targeted muscle activation, grip, resistance, balance, the deeper fibers go dormant. In Japan, we often call these sleeping muscles. They haven't died. They've simply forgotten their job.
That's such a vivid image. Sleeping muscles waiting to be woken up.
And the good news is, they wake fast. Studies from Tokyo University found that even seniors in their late 80s regained measurable strength in just 3 weeks with simple hand and leg resistance work. The body remembers its blueprint. It only needs the signal.
That means it's never too late to rebuild what we think is gone.
Never. The body is loyal. It rebuilds the moment you ask it to. And in the next part, we'll show exactly how to measure your true muscle age and the 1-minute test that tells you if your body is still rebuilding or quietly shutting down.
Doctor, you mentioned there is a 1-minute test that can tell someone their muscle age. That sounds incredible. How does it work?
It's very simple, Howard. You don't need a lab or a hospital. You just need a hand dynamometer, a small device that measures grip strength. You can find one online for the cost of a dinner out. The test takes seconds, but it reveals years of information.
So the same way we measure blood pressure, we could be measuring strength pressure?
Exactly. And the procedure is easy. Sit upright, elbow at a right angle, wrist straight. Squeeze the handle as hard as you can for 3 seconds. No jerking, no twisting. That reading, measured in kilograms or pounds, is your muscle vitality score.
And what does it actually tell you?
It's like peeking inside your biology. The score reflects not only muscle mass but also nerve function, metabolic efficiency, and cellular energy. In a way, it's your biological muscle age. For instance, a 70-year-old man with a grip above 30 kilograms often has the muscle profile of someone 20 years younger. But if his score drops below 20, his body behaves more like that of an 85-year-old.
That's extraordinary and frightening, because most people have never heard those numbers before.
Yes. And that ignorance is what steals independence. Low grip strength doubles the risk of falls, increases hospital recovery time, and even predicts heart complications. But when seniors start tracking it monthly, it becomes a compass, showing them whether their lifestyle is rebuilding or eroding their power.
So in a sense, you can watch your future change on a screen.
Precisely. And it doesn't stop at the hand. Studies from Osaka University show that each 5-kilogram drop in grip strength corresponds to a major decline in walking speed and balance. That's why it's not just a hand test, it's a life test.
What about people who don't have a device? Is there a simpler way to sense their strength level?
Yes. There's a quick self-check. Clench your fist around a full water bottle. If your hand trembles or your wrist flexes outward, that's your cue. Your muscles are tiring faster than they should. It's the body whispering, "Rebuild me."
I love that, because it gives people an early signal before the crisis.
Exactly. Measure, track, don't wait for pain. When you monitor this number, you stop guessing and start leading your health.
In our next segment, we'll talk about that rebuilding process, the foods, movements, and small daily habits that wake those sleeping muscles back up and restore strength faster than most think possible. Stay with us. Doctor, we've learned how to measure the number, but now comes the part everyone wants to know. How do we actually rebuild that strength?
The answer is beautifully simple, Howard. You don't need gyms, machines, or heavy weights. What the body needs after 60 is frequency, not force. Small, repeated signals throughout the day. In Japan, we call them micro-activations. They're brief moments that remind the body to stay awake.
Give me an example of a micro-activation.
The easiest one is the chair push. Each time you stand up, press your hands into the armrests or your thighs and lift yourself slowly. Feel the pressure travel through the arms into the chest. That's your grip communicating with your core. Do that 10 times a day, and your brain rewires that pathway.
So even ordinary movement can become medicine if done intentionally.
Exactly. The goal isn't exhaustion, it's communication. Think of it like sending text messages to your muscles all day. Stay active, stay ready. Another simple method is to keep a small stress ball or rolled towel beside you. Every hour, squeeze it 10 times. Research from Nagoya University found that seniors who did this for 4 weeks improved grip strength by over 15% without formal exercise.
That's incredible. So it's not about doing more, but about doing consistently.
Yes. The body thrives on rhythm. Muscles love predictability. Even nutrition follows this principle. A balanced intake of protein and vitamin D within each meal, not just dinner, keeps repair signals constant. For most seniors, that means about 20 grams of protein 3 times a day, paired with sunlight or vitamin D3.
And what about hydration? Many older adults overlook that.
Very true. Dehydration makes muscle fibers sluggish. Water is the conductor that allows electrical signals to travel from nerve to muscle. When you're underhydrated, strength readings drop even if your muscles are fine. I often tell patients, before you panic about weakness, drink a glass of water.
I love that, doctor. It takes the pressure off. Because rebuilding strength doesn't have to be a battle. It can be gentle, rhythmic, joyful.
Absolutely. The seniors who recover fastest aren't the strongest, they're the most consistent. They treat strength like brushing their teeth. A daily ritual, not a special event. That's such a powerful image. And in the next part, we'll take it one step further. How to protect those new muscles from breaking down again. And the one habit that predicts whether you'll stay strong for decades.
Doctor, so far we've learned how to wake up sleeping muscles. But the question that lingers for most people is, how do we keep that strength once we get it back?
That's the secret to longevity, Howard. Building strength is a sprint. Keeping it is an art. Once the muscles return, the goal shifts from activation to maintenance, a rhythm that balances stress and recovery. The mistake many make is chasing intensity. But the secret is actually balance.
Balance meaning physical balance or life balance?
Both. Let's start with physical balance. In Japan, we have a practice called ashi no kotoba. It means listening to the feet. It's the idea that the legs speak to the rest of the body before the brain even knows there's trouble. When grip strength improves, balance naturally follows. But if we don't train stability, the gains fade. That's why I encourage people to practice simple heel-to-toe walking along a counter or wall for 30 seconds each day. It re-educates the body to trust itself again.
That's fascinating, and I imagine it also prevents falls, which are the single biggest threat to independence.
Exactly. Every fall robs confidence, and confidence is as vital as muscle. Another aspect is restorative recovery. The body needs deep, uninterrupted sleep to rebuild fibers and clear inflammation. Without that, you're building muscle on a tired foundation. The brain releases growth hormone mostly during deep sleep, so a night of poor rest can undo a week of progress.
That explains why so many seniors feel weaker after restless nights, even if they're eating and exercising properly.
Yes. And the final pillar is mindset. Muscles are emotional tissues. They respond to hope, purpose, and use. In a long-term Japanese study, seniors who volunteered, gardened, or practiced small group exercises retained muscle mass years longer than those who did nothing physical, but identical diets. Purpose gives energy a direction.
So physical decline isn't just biological, it's psychological too.
Absolutely. The body follows belief. When you see strength as something to maintain, not chase, you move differently, you eat differently, you rest differently. Every action reinforces the other.
That's so profound. It turns aging into participation, not punishment.
Yes, Howard. I tell my patients, muscle doesn't vanish, it waits. Feed it movement, feed it faith, and it will serve you longer than any medicine ever could.
Doctor, this entire conversation has changed how I look at strength. It's not just muscle, it's a language, the body trying to be heard.
That's a beautiful way to say it, Howard. The body speaks softly for years before it ever shouts. The tremble when you rise from a chair, the jar you can't open, the coffee cup that slips. These are not failures, they're messages. And when we listen early, we can rewrite the story of aging.
I wish more people could see it that way, because I've met countless patients who thought weakness was permanent, that once you lose strength, you never get it back.
That's the great lie of aging. Strength doesn't disappear, it goes dormant. I've seen people in their 90s regain muscle they lost decades before, not by pushing harder, but by moving smarter, resting better, eating deliberately, and staying curious about their own bodies.
That's such a powerful message. You know, I often tell my patients, your future isn't written in your years, it's written in your habits. And this number we've talked about today, your grip strength, is like a compass pointing toward that future.
Yes. Check it often, but more importantly, act on what it tells you. When that number rises, it's not just muscle growing, it's independence returning. It's the difference between relying on others and walking out your own door with confidence.
That's what I want every listener to take away. This isn't about fear, it's about power. The kind you can reclaim at any age. Measure it, nurture it, celebrate it. Because it's never too late to wake the body up again.
Exactly. And I'll leave you with this thought. Your muscles are the memory of your courage. Every time you move, you remind your body that you're still here, still capable, still alive. That memory never fades unless you stop giving it reasons to remember.
Beautifully said, Doctor. So, if you've been listening and thinking, maybe it's time to test my strength, this is your sign. Don't wait for weakness. Start now. Test, move, rebuild. And when you see your number rise, you'll know you've begun the journey back to the strength that never leaves.